award-winning design and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Stop it! Good morning, Jobfather Nation. We are excited to be part of NTX, which is a radio and podcast collective, proudly serving all of North Texas, and can be heard all over the world on TuneIn Radio and on the NTX Radio app, both on Android and Apple CarPlay, or you can just ask Alexa to play NTX Radio. Check out our lineup and more at ntxradio.com. Well, welcome to this week's Jobfather. We've got an exciting lineup for you today, but first let's bow our head for a quick word of prayer. Father God, we are just thankful and honored to be here to be supportive of the job seeker community. And Lord, I just ask that you would guide all of us in this show, as well as open doors of opportunity for all people in job seeking mode or job transition mode. We just thank you for your hand of provision in this new year. And may you receive all the glory, all the honor, and praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Well, hello, Jobfather Nation. Hello, Foster. How's it going?
Hey, everything's good. It's Friday, y'all. We're about to enter into the weekend again.
I can't believe it. It's just going by so fast.
I know. It's awesome.
Well, yeah, go for it. I'm not sure if you have updates, Foster, if you have a dad joke, or if you want to introduce our topic, whatever
I got
you desire.
All that. That's what they say in New York. So, hey, let's see who's with us. Diane, Lily, hey, my cousin Jim Williams, what's going on? Andrew Bisco, hey, buddy, Rex Sowett is with us.
Rex!
Hey, Gerard out there in Florida. We are all over the place. This is cool. And Dana and I, guys, are going to talk at the first part of the show. We've had a big focus on interviewing this week in the network. So Dana and I thought that we would tell a little bit of what we like to see on the recruiter talent acquisition. So I know that hey, Mez. I forgot to say Mez is with us. Mez is always with us in the background. Mez is our Flavor Flav.
We love our Mez. Mez, I'm sorry, I forgot to thank you. We couldn't do this show without our Mez.
That's right. That's right. So, guys, I'm glad that you're tuning in with us, as we always have something good to share. Dana is Dana's recruiting right now, and I am a longtime recruiter as well. So Dana and I want to talk about a few things this morning. And let's start off with a dad joke. Let me see if I can make Penn laugh. The other good-looking guy that's right there. That's Penn Hoyt you guys are looking at there. I'm going to see if I can make him smile. Yeah. So we always start off with a dad joke, Penn. And
okay.
So, okay, guys, what do you call a fish with no eyes?
I don't even know.
Okay. I got to give Dana time to chime in with us.
That was fun.
Y'all get it? A fish with no eyes?
Yes.
Oh, now I get it. I just wasn't sure where you were going with this one, Foster.
Y'all are never sure where I'm going. If I'm talking, nobody knows. Oh, Lord.
Nobody knows. It could be anything at any point.
So, Dana, do you have, you are with Beacon Oral Specialists, guys. Do you have any priority or something going on that you want to let us know about so we can go to Beacon Oral Specialists and check it out?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Foster. So Beacon Oral Specialists, we have oral surgery practices all throughout the United States, and most of them are hiring either in the front office or the back office, meaning surgical assistants or instrument techs. And for the level ones, we're willing to train. So take a look at our careers page. If you go to Beacon Oral Specialists with an S at the end.com. We also have a senior IT analyst support and analyst role. We may be soon opening a mergers and acquisitions analyst or specialist role, as well as a integrations project manager role. Those are in the works that we could be opening up very soon, strategically as we grow our company. So take a look at our website. You can also go to CarisLifeSciences.com. I worked for them for 10 years. Lisa Austin, AUSTIN, just like it sounds, is the director of talent acquisition there, or senior director now. So she has a great team under her, and they have a lot of positions both here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area as well as Phoenix, Arizona, and some remote. So take a look at CarisLifeSciences.com and feel free to reach out to Lisa directly and let her know I referred you. And that's L. Austin at CarisLifeSciences.com. Very easy.
And that's CARIS, guys. That Caris part. Yeah.
Yep, that's correct. That is absolutely correct. That's what I have for now, Foster.
That's good. That's good. I want to, guys. Last week we had a lady named Anna Morgan on the show, who is the job seeker or job search BFF. Guys, check
Yeah,
out her
she was great.
profile. Yeah, we had a wonderful show last week with Anna, Anna Morgan. Guys, is her last name. Find her on LinkedIn. There is
Wrigley, no.
Okay, Wrigley's my nephew. He's getting scolded.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had this on mute. Oh my gosh. I must have clicked the button twice. Audience, that was for your special entertainment today. Sorry, Foster.
So let me get back to Anna Morgan.
Oh
guys.
my. Oh my.
I think everyone's eardrums are blown out. I really did push the mute button, but I think I hit it twice and it unmuted it without realizing.
You hit it twice. You were loud. Wrigley, straighten up over there, y'all.
That's right.
So anyway, so Anna Morgan, guys, is so folks in Atlanta. I want you guys to listen to me, and since Gerard is with us, Gerard put this out. I want you guys to go to LinkedIn and pull up Anna Morgan's LinkedIn profile. There is an event for talent acquisition and HR people.
How fun.
Yeah, called Evolve. And we were talking about that. There's some wonderful speakers. This is going to be a wonderful seminar for HR and folks that are in talent acquisition like me and Dana. And it's going to be on the 20th, guys. I want you to go and look at the details there. And Gerard, if you would go to Anna's profile, there it is. Mez just put it in for us. And Gerard, for all your folks in the Atlanta area, would you share that with them? We're pushing for this Evolve thing because it is going to be a knockdown drag. It's going to be cool. If you're in HR and if you're in talent acquisition, believe me, you don't want to miss Evolve. So anyway, Anna was with us last week. If you guys go to YouTube and put in the Jobfather and pull up last week's show, you will see Anna Morgan. In the meantime, Mez just put a profile in the chat. So go and check out Anna Morgan, you guys, and check out that Evolve event. If you're in HR or talent acquisition, you don't want to miss it. All right. So, Dana, we've been focusing a lot on in the groups. We've been focusing on interviewing and what makes an interview good. An interview is good if Foster and Dana and the talent acquisition people or the hiring manager, my God, come on, gets the information that we need to know in order to move forward with you guys. Remember that when you're talking to a recruiter, we are the middleman or middle lady, and the hiring manager has told us what he's looking for. Penn's been one of those hiring managers before, and he would share with, or the hiring manager will share with the recruiter, yeah, we've got a physical, tactile job description here, but we go to the hiring manager and we say, okay, what type of things that are not on the piece of paper, what are those intangibles that you're trying to hire? What works on your team? So that is the stuff that we're talking about in the interviews, guys. And when you're interviewing with us, please keep eye contact with us. If you're looking on the floor, up at the ceiling, we tend to think, well, I do. I'm not going to speak for Dana. But I tend to think that you're trying to tell me what you think I want to hear. I want you to tell me, just flat out tell me while we're talking. I've already determined that you've got the background that I want to talk to already because I've seen your resume, I've seen your LinkedIn profile, whatever it is. But guys, it's very important that you project very straightforward to us what it is we're sitting here talking and share your background that is relevant to what we're looking for. And you do that better if you keep eye contact with me and not looking around all over the place. Another thing, and I know Dana's going to have some input on this one. One thing, guys, come up with questions. Go and do your what they call due diligence. That's what I'm trying to think of. Do your due diligence. Check that company out. Understand what that company does, their functionality in the market and where they are, and you will develop questions that you will have. Now, the majority of the questions when Foster is in an interview, the majority of the questions I come up with are derived in the interview. We're talking about this, that, and the other, and I'll have questions in that conversation will develop questions for me. So put your questions together. There's one question that I do like to ask, and then I'm going to shut up and let Dana talk. I keep saying I'm going to do that, don't I? So, guys, I want to know if the position that I'm applying for is due to growth, or was there someone in this position prior? I think that's a good question to ask, because as you're getting to know, you want to figure out what you're plugging yourself into. You want to know the scope of what it is we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Okay, Dana, what do you think about all of this?
I have to
go ahead, Penn.
I was going to say, I had an interview yesterday, Foster, and that was one of the questions that I did ask during that. And it was, able to bring that in through the conversation, that it was a new position, that the company is growing rather rapidly. And that's why they're bringing this person on board. And I was able to then transition from, okay, this is what I've done when I've helped bring in a new group and everything. And I think that really helped out during the course of the interview.
If somebody was in that position previously, you might want to ask the hiring manager or the recruiter, hey, is there something that, you just told me someone was in this position before. Is there something that you would like to have in excess or added to what this person that was in this role before brought to the table? Dana, what do you think?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think that, of course, that is a good question to ask. A couple things that I think would help our listeners is to kind of understand the blueprint behind the interview and what we're trying to do as hiring leaders, whether it is the exact person that this position will be reporting to, the recruiter or an HR professional, or someone else that works within the team of who this will be reporting to. So I agree, it is critical to come to the end or throughout the interview and have questions, and understanding why the position is open, 100% needed. It's good for you to know so that you can not only make decisions, but understand more about their culture, right? But I think when you're looking at a position, and if the team is wanting to interview you, the place you need to start is with the job description. And if you can't ask in-depth questions around the position, then you might want to question if you're qualified. If you can't look at that job description and be prepared to discuss your experience as it relates, the job description is the blueprint. This is the core of what they need. Now, how do your skills relate to that? And how can you, without being overly wordy or overly pushy, express your experience as it relates to help sell them on the fact that you would be a good hire? But that's only half the battle. And Foster, I'm sure you will agree to this. The second part is what we call soft skills. So yes, we need hard skills, the qualifications for that unique role that make this individual uniquely qualified for it. It can be a role where lots of people could be qualified. It might be very specific as far as the job description. The more specific it is, usually the higher paying it is. Take a look at it and be prepared to truly discuss your experience. And if you do have that experience, it should be like breathing air to know what kind of questions to ask. Now, the next thing, soft skills.
Organic,
soft skills. What is that? Well, you can hire someone to do the job, but what risks is the company taking on? Are they overqualified to where as soon as something opens up that's a better fit and more pay, they're going to leave? Are they underqualified, and do they have the time to train? What is their attitude? Okay, what is their attitude, or maybe a better word for it is, what is their disposition? Can we imagine working with them? Would they be a team player? Could they stir up drama? Will their personality blend well with the team at hand? Are they intelligent? Are they outside the box thinkers? Can they drive things, or will they need hand-holding? It's more the qualities of the candidate is what the soft skills are. And it's about a 50-50 ratio to start. And then depending on how specific the job is and how challenging the qualifications are, will determine on if the soft skills are less or more. And we've had plenty of positions we've recruited for where we might have, like, say, 3 finalists, one that has all the qualifications, one that has 70%, and one that has 80%. But the 70%er would absolutely be a better fit for our team based on their personality, their approach, their disposition, their communication style, and they would be less risk for the company because they're more aligned with the role and less likely to leave. And those are things that employers look at. Now, is this true for every single role, every single place within every single company in the United States? I'm not going to say every one of them. Is this a truthful statement for probably 95% or more of companies hiring? Yeah, it is. I'm going to be honest, regardless of industry. Obviously, there's certain qualifications that apply to every type of role in every industry, but how you approach your interview is almost just as important as your hard skills, the things that make you qualified. So your responsibility when you're facing someone in an interview is to be able to, first of all, listen well, answer specific questions. Do not go off on tangents. Do not overly explain. Do not interrupt. And do not try to control the conversation. These recruiters and or hiring leaders are probably very busy and short-staffed, so they need to get to the nuts and bolts. Do make an effort to connect with the person. They need to see that you are someone they would enjoy working with, that they could, work with you, collaborate with you, trust you, and that that you would be as minimal a risk as possible to hire. Don't show desperation. So I'll leave there. That's a lot to digest, but those are the fundamentals that we can dig into to answer questions for our viewers today. Because interviewing is an art, it's not necessarily a science, even though there is true science behind it.
Yeah,
does that make sense, Foster?
Yeah, it does. There's something I want to bring. There's 2 things I want to bring up. One of them is kind of humorous, and y'all, let me say this: turn your daggum cell phones off.
Oh gosh,
when you go in an interview,
don't even bring them in. They shouldn't even be in there.
It's true, guys.
Or they should be completely turned off. Yeah.
Do not go to that cell phone. Don't send a text. You guys will be surprised what some people do. We're attached to those phones. I understand how important they are, but there's not time for a phone. And another question that I like for folks to do. Now, I want you guys to realize that every job is not for you. It may look, you may be a good fit for that job, but it's a 2-way street in this interview. You guys make sure and interview the company that asks you. I do not tarry on making very pertinent questions, very probing questions. Don't be afraid to ask those things because a person that's interested in that company is what we want to hire. What do I bring to the board? Yeah, but what does the company bring as well? Because that will, and Penn will probably agree with this, that will determine a lot of cases how I am going to be able to apply what I'm bringing to the table at this company. What does the management structure look like? You guys ask questions around the management of the thing. Ideas that you've done that before in the past, you may want to ask, hey, I've got an idea that I did this in this particular case. Mr. Hiring Manager, do you think that would be a good idea to work here? But the number one thing is, guys, if is a big old word, ain't got two letters, if you are still interested in that position, after talking to the hiring manager, y'all please ask what the process looks like. Mr. Hiring Manager, what is a good time for me to contact you? I'm really, really interested in this position. Everything that we've talked about sounds real good. I'm excited. And show them your excitement. Show them that smile. And my dad used to say, show them your teeth. And ask, when is a good time for me to get in contact? What does the process look like? How long? I never ask how many people, because I want to kind of insinuate that I feel as though this position is mine. I ain't worried about everybody else. So,
Yes.
guys, make sure and ask that hiring manager, what does it look like? When can I get back with you? When's a good time I can get back with you to find out where we are in this process?
But don't bark at them.
Yeah. Oh, is that Maz? Hey, Maz.
Oh, hello. How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
But no, good point, Foster, as far as that goes. Like, don't bark at them either, because that makes you sound desperate.
Okay. Yeah, it really does. Leave your dogs at home. Leave Dana's dog at home. No. So, guys, it's something to think about. Come on now. It's a two-way street. We're bringing ourselves, but we're bringing a family, whatever our family unit is. It might just be us, but our lifestyle is important to understand what we're getting ourselves into, guys.
It is. It is. Foster, it's such a good point. I think if you can, one of the things that has been very valuable to me to learn in my career that helps me in both my personal life and my professional life is design thinking. Looking at things from the perspective of the other person in determining how to approach everything, whether it's conversations, whether it's strategy, whether it's work-related things, personal things. If you can think about it on, well, if I was on that side of the table, how could I communicate this in a way that it would understand? How could I set this process up in a way that would work for them as well? Taking a design perspective, we'll take that same approach to interviews. If you were the interviewer and you read this job description, what would you want to know? Who would you, what is the type of person you would want to work with? What is the type of, questions that you would want to hear from the interviewee? And look at it that way. And like we talked about, you're also, in Foster, I really appreciate you bringing this up. You're also interviewing them. Yes, that is so true. It goes both ways. Just because you do an interview doesn't mean you're going to get an offer, and it doesn't mean they're going to get an offer acceptance if they do make an offer to you. It's got to be a win-win situation for both sides of the table. So with that being said, I think that it's safe to assume that you can take a high perspective to look at both sides of the table, but the more you can understand the blueprint for what they're trying to accomplish through this interview naturally, and try to approach the interview from a design thinking standpoint, that's going to really support your success rate with interviews.
Can I comment on that, Dana?
Yeah.
I love that point, but a lot of times job seekers get frustrated. I'm not saying me, but I am saying me, but I'm not saying me.
We get it.
But a lot of times they're very generic job description. So is it appropriate for a job seeker during an interview be like, yeah, I read the job description and your requirements, but they seem kind of vague to me. So would you please explain X, Y, Z?
I think that's a definite there, Mez.
And Mez, it was hard to hear. Can you say that one more time? Sorry to interrupt you, Foster, but it's just a little hard to hear. I'm so sorry.
Sometimes I'm always like you, like, hello, are you there?
I know. Everybody? I know.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I love it. It's called live, people. But anyway, whenever you're in an interview or you go to an interview and you're like, I have no freaking clue why they called me in for the interview, because it's very generic job description. And as a job seeker, sometimes it's like, okay, this is very generic. Is it appropriate to ask questions about the job description itself to the interviewer?
Yes, and that would normally happen on the phone. Very few companies are going to send a generic job description and then have you drive into an office in today's society. It could happen, and if it does, absolutely, Mez. Yeah, it's absolutely. I would
That
even kind of
screening phone
question the
call.
company if they're doing that, though.
Yeah,
Like,
no
it's a
doubt.
waste of time and efforts and resources to do that to a company. Like, if I were hiring, how can I hire in the most cost-effective way? And the last
Right.
thing I'd want to do is waste time on a generic job description that will pile in a bunch of unqualified candidates unless it's really not a job interview and you're trying to sell people on like
Correct.
Amway or something. So
Or trying to get like a data source. Like, oh no, this is what we are looking for, and blah blah blah.
yeah. But most of the time, if it's a generic, you'll have some sort of a phone interview first. And man, you are right, Mez. I would be asking some questions because if you're gonna even spend your time, Mez, on that job, I would imagine you would need to know if it's something you're even interested in, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like,
Yeah, I worked in
personal
aerospace.
skills. What does that mean?
Yeah, before when we come back, guys, I got another statement I want to make on that.
Sounds great.
We'll see you guys. We'll be back with Penn and Hoyt.
Attention all business owners and creative minds. Do you need a unique and personalized touch for your products? Look no further than Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs. We offer custom laser engraving services for a variety of products, including promotional items and corporate or personal gifts. With state-of-the-art equipment and a team of skilled designers, we can engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design, Romika Laser Engraving will help you make your mark. And the best part, our prices are affordable and our turnaround time is quick.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
Welcome back, Jobfather Nation. We are so excited to be back for the second half of the show. We have a phenomenal guest, and I cannot wait for Foster to introduce. Just remember, we're part of NTX Radio, serving all of North Texas, and we are so excited to be a part of this platform and program. Foster, I know you had a thought that you wanted to finish up before we introduce our guest.
Yeah, we got Penn Hoyt. We got a marketing executive director with us. We're going to talk to Penn in a minute, but before we get there, guys, there needs to be another dad joke, and then I've got a statement I want to make about job descriptions that we were talking about. All right, so you guys ready? Check this out. It's a typical kind of setup for a dad joke. So a pastor and a priest, a pastor, and a rabbit, guys, walk into a clinic to donate blood. A pastor, a priest, and a rabbit are going to give blood. So the nurse said to the rabbit, "What's your blood type?" And the rabbit
I'm like,
says,
okay.
the rabbit's probably say, a rabbit says, I'm probably a type O. You get it? A typo?
Yeah, a typo. No.
Oh.
Also, stand in the corner and think about what you just said.
Oh my
Okay,
Lord.
that was awesome. Stand in the corner and think about
Good.
what you just
Yeah.
said. We love you, Foster.
I know.
Oh gosh, man, this is
I'm gonna have to do that
hilarious.
with my kids because they keep telling me I tell the worst ones, and I think that beats out some of the ones that I've told them. So.
Oh gosh, poor Foster.
Penn,
I
we're
know,
a
we
good
love
fit.
you, man.
We're a
We
good
love
fit
you.
for that position.
Oh.
So it's so sad. It's so the jokes are so bad, y'all laugh. So hey, the whole idea is to make you guys laugh, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we were talking about job descriptions, and then we're going to go to Penn. Guys, a lot of you guys that are in the aerospace, I was an aerospace recruiter for a long time for a number of different aerospace companies. And we have this job description that nobody seems to put details into, and it's called a principal engineer. It's like, okay, I'm a
Okay.
principal engineer, but what type of engineer are you looking for? What do you want them to do? All that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Now,
because that's a very big field. What kind of
yeah.
engineering are we chit-chatting about here?
Now, if you talk to us about that during that phone screen, we want to get into the details of that. A lot of times, aerospace companies will have those posted on their job descriptions, and they're thinking in their head, well, I'm Lockheed and we make airplanes over here, and don't you know that? And I'm looking for a principal engineer. No, that does not tell me the details that I need to know. Just because you make airplanes and you need an engineer, what do you need me to engineer for? What am I engineering? There's a lot of questions, you guys.
Like software, we have mechanics, we have
Yeah.
manufacturing, we have
exactly
that. Like I
So-
can be a principal if you want.
So
but-
once again, guys, if you are interested in those companies, that's where our network comes in. We want to talk to somebody. A lot of times we can talk to somebody about specific things, and we can get further into detail about that. You guys contact me if you have questions in that regard or any regard. I run into everything. Believe me, I had a couple of calls this morning and things that was hard for me to believe. Gerard Roble would want me to tell you guys this, and it's very true. We are in the first quarter, guys, of 2025, in case you didn't know.
Crazy.
And I'm already seeing tons of opportunities pop up. Now, a lot of companies for 2025 are saying, hey, we're trying to cut out a lot of the remote jobs. So you folks that are office managers and things that require in-person management and those kind of things, you guys are going to see a lot of opportunities. Now, use your network, guys. Get out there, meet people. You never know who knows who. There's always somebody that has a connection somewhere. So that's what the network is all about, and it's worked wonderful for 26 years, guys. We are a gigantic network. And the guy that's coughing right now, that's Penn Hoyt.
That was a hairball. It's all right.
I was like, this show is an absolute crapshoot today.
This show is a crapshoot every Friday. I love it.
Oh,
So
funny you
Penn,
say that. Funny you say that.
his first name is Penn, Penn, guys. Go find him on LinkedIn. His last name is Hoyt, Hoyt.
All right. Go Penn.
Think of it as what you write with an extra N.
And guys, Penn has been a director of marketing for a long time.
Wow.
Penn's one of those guys that gets involved in the process. His management is hands-on if it needs to be, type of thing. So I'm going to let Penn tell us a little bit more about what he's looking for. What are some of the things that you have enjoyed in your past, Penn? Cool stuff that happened in your job and all kind of stuff, because we got a number of companies that are listening right now, and you guys might want to talk to Penn about ideas you got.
Sure. Well, start off with thank you for inviting me on here. I'm very appreciative of it. I'm Penn Hoyt. I'm a director of marketing in the B2B space, and for some folks that means I do not do Coca-Cola or Pepsi or chicken or those kind of things. I help companies sell their products to other companies.
How about beef?
It's beef we like. So,
okay.
I'm a barbecue guy. I've got a huge smoker out back. I do it all the time. So.
Hairball
But I've been
medicine.
director of marketing. Pardon?
Dana said hairball. Penn. I'm sorry. Hairball medicine for Mez. Sorry.
That's
go ahead,
okay.
Penn.
That's okay. I've been from Fortune 5s to all the way to working for myself, and I don't like that boss. He's a mean man, and I really don't want to return to him. So,
yeah, I'm
how
one
it
of those
is. How
bosses.
it is. So,
I like Penn
you were
already.
talking
Like this
earlier,
guy, hire him.
it's
I like it
what
too.
you were talking about earlier. You got to figure out if you like your boss or not. I didn't, so that's why I went back to the real world, as I call it.
Did your boss drive you to drinking?
Oh, that was one of the reasons I got fired. So
that's before I met Jesus. That's before I met Jesus. Don't you judge me on that one.
We're kidding, guys, about that drinking. Not about Jesus, but we're kidding about that drinking.
Yeah. No, Penn's legit. Penn's legit. He's just got a great personality. As you can tell, he can roll with the punches. But Penn, I'm going to silence my lips because I really want to hear about your background.
That's cool. Thank you. No, I've been I've been director of marketing for companies that have been Fortune 5, technology, telecom, SaaS. Also been left the whole technology industry, and for 6 years was in the import business. Helped a company pull together its extended sales. We imported furniture from Mexico. Did it during COVID. Put 2 new websites together for them and drove them from 4 million all the way up to 10 million in revenue in about 5 years.
Wow.
So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, so that was a very good time on that one. It was cool. It was good. So my whole thing is I look at marketing from my perspective anyways, is it's how do you drive the information and the leads to come on in to work with sales so sales can end up doing their thing. And making the sales, which keeps the business in business. To me, sales and marketing are joined at the hip. You have to be one or the other. I was in sales a long time ago when I first came on with Sprint, back with the long distance wars. And if any of you were around back then, you know how much fun that was.
Verizon.
Crazy.
You would know that. And I like to tell the sales guys when I meet with them, my first sales call, when I went out, I met with a very nice older lady who was maybe 5 foot tall with her heels on. Walked into her office. She, had nice greeting and everything and sat down. She goes, "Before you start, can I see your business card?" I said, "Sure."
Yeah.
Handed her my business card. She looked at it, looked at me, looked at the card. She goes, "You work for Sprint, correct?" And I said, "Yes, I do." She then proceeded to take it at me and said, "Now you can leave." So, when I tell the sales guys that, they're like, "You know what life's about." So that's how I bond with those guys.
Whoa. You cut out at the first part. Like, so she saw what on your business card?
She looked at my business card and said, "You work for Sprint." I said, "Yes, I do." And then she looked back at me, looked at my card, grabbed it, ripped it up, threw it at me, and said, "Now you can leave."
Oh, wow.
That's an HR violation right there.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Well, this is back in the the 90s.
Back in the
so things
Oh, yeah. They used to just, you could walk in and just throw fire around the room and be like, "Hey." It was different back in the 90s, right? It was each up for their own.
That was a wild west over there.
So that's how I bond with the sales guys, making sure that they know I know what their life is like and what their pain is. And to me, it's how do we help get rid of everyone's pain so they can be successful in what they do. And that's my management style as well. When I sit down and start working with a team, it's I look at it as what's my responsibility is get their frustrations and their gates out of the way so they're open so they can be successful at what they need to do for the company, and we can all be successful and go from there. And that's how I've always run my stuff.
Okay, hey, Penn, I've got a question, and it was slightly touched on what you had to say, but as a marketing director, what are some of the things that you've seen in this brand? That's a key word now, is this brand strategy, brand development, all of that kind of stuff. Have you been involved in overall branding of the company itself, letting folks know that we've got this expertise and y'all need to know about it, that kind of thing?
With a couple startups, I have been not deep into the branding, and that is a real specialty when you get in there. But it is very important that your marketing adheres to the branding of the company, and that goes beyond just Are you using the correct logo, the correct colors? It comes down to, what is the tone of your content that you're putting together? What is the, the outward look of your emails, your communications with your prospects and your customers? Because as you know, reputation takes a very long time to build, and it can crash and burn very, very quickly. We've had
2 minutes.
amazing,
Oh my God.
last over years, we've had experiences with that. So, it's branding to a company is extremely important.
All right. So as a marketing manager right now, what are you marketing towards?
Yeah.
How can we help you, and where you're at and what you want to do?
I enjoy coming on into a company that's reached a certain level and is looking for somebody to reinvigorate their marketing and bring that up to speed where they need to do so they can get up to their next step. Previous company I was with, ProPricer, that's what I was brought exactly in for. They hadn't anyone really working on their platform, which was a HubSpot system at that point in time, and came on in and had to roll the sleeves on up and jump into the dirt and re-put the whole platform together, put the logic behind how we score leads, those kind of things, work with our digital ad agency to create the content, put our content plans together, drive that, work with the staff who was our agency, our content writers, the other people that we had, and then how do we make that work together with the Salesforce portion of the company. And in the 1 year time, we went from.
Sorry, where are you located? I think
I'm sorry. I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Okay, perfect. Are you willing to relocate? Are you looking at any particular industry? Yeah. Are you willing to relocate? And what kind of industries are you looking to be involved with?
My kids are at an age. My son just got married a couple years ago, and he and his wife live up the road.
Congratulations!
Thank you. And my daughter is a licensed therapist, and she's hanging out at the house here. She likes to say she lives in a loft if she talks to anybody because she's got the upstairs and we're downstairs. But my kids are here. I kind of like to stick around them. That being said, I am not shutting off any relocation opportunities. I mean, if it's there, I would look at it very, very hard. When we originally moved to Texas 25 years ago, I thought we'd only be here 3 years, and I'm still here. So
there we go.
Yeah. Penn, let me ask you this. You obviously, I see a really good balance between what we talked about earlier, your soft and your hard skills. Not only do you have a lot of phenomenal qualifications and you have a lot of experience with some proven results that you can share, great personality, someone it seems like you'd be really easy to work with and you can roll with the punches. When you think about your recent, or not your recent, just like your work history, your experience as a leader, your experience driving the type of work you do to get results, what would you say sets you apart from a lot of other candidates out there, and really is the key to why organizations should hire you? And what I forgot to ask as well, if there are specific industries you're passionate about or not. But the first question I asked is the critical one I'm hoping to hear about, because I think that will really lend nicely to some of our leaders that are out there hiring that are listening.
Yeah, I think I'm able to come on in and hit the it's a cliche, but hit the road running quickly and understand things. Just to look at my previous company that I was with, it was in the defense industry. I knew nothing about that industry. When they brought me on board, they liked my skills in driving leads. I said, "You can learn this." And then within a day, the founder came up and taught fire hose, and it was a fire hose for a good 4 months there. But one thing I do, I am very self-driven. So it was one of those things where I had to teach myself some things going in. Spent a lot of time on YouTube learning how to do HubSpot and pull that together.
University YouTube, hell yeah.
Yeah, and then also, sitting down and talking with the different people within the company, the ones that have been there for 5-10 years. And learning from them about what was going on, what the product was, how we were differentiated, and bringing that together and gaining their trust. So that's that's what I think is very important, especially in your first 30 days when you jump into a company. Is to, where am I going? Keep your mouth shut and listen and learn a lot. You know, you don't want to come on in thinking that you are the be all and the end all. It's like, oh, I'm the savior. Here we go, type of thing. That's the last thing you want to do coming on into a company, especially. I think.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I think that's great.
You know, you have to learn,
and I appreciate you sharing.
Yeah, you
that.
got to prove yourself by learning.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I feel like that is something that's been lost on the attitude of coming in, building a good relationship, but still understanding it's important to prove yourself, and it's important to show that they made a good decision in hiring you, and to cooperate, collaborate, and see what you can do to support whatever goals they hired you to achieve.
Very much so. Yeah.
Penn, with you being very interactive in your management structure, I was too, as you were talking about your management structure.
Yeah.
I was thinking about my management structure when I worked for those big old companies and led talent acquisition. So what's important, I think, for me, what really rings in my head is that I'm ready to jump in the dirt and get it done.
Yeah.
So I think what you're saying, and you shut me off if I'm going in the wrong direction, but you're not going to ask him. I don't think Penn's going to ask anybody that works for him to do something that he hasn't done himself.
Yeah.
No. I always look at it as I will fall on my sword for my staff, or as long as it's the right thing to do, I'll go to the moon and back for them. To get to what they need to do so they can be successful. It's because it's about the group. It's about them. It's not about me. It's how do we all succeed? How do we all get really good at what we're doing? Yes, it's a team. Everything's a team. I mean, a business is a team of different players, and everyone brings their own experiences and their own expertises, and that's why you hire people around you. You were talking earlier about being, interviewing people, and that's one of the things I've always looked for is, I don't want people like me. I want people who know more than me around me, or who know different things.
Yeah, that's why we hire them.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, as we're going, and I'm glad you said this, Penn, because it goes into what Dana and I were talking about. Guys, as we're interviewing with companies for jobs, try to get a feel for that type of management structure. Is my manager, the person that I'm going to dotted line report to, is that person are they willing to get in there with me? Or are they you got some management that sits up and they're so smart and they give orders and they have no idea what's going on where the rubber meets the road. Well, I'm hearing Penn say he would rather manage where the rubber meets the road. He's ready. I like that jump in the dirt. I'm gonna steal that, Penn. I'm gonna say that.
And I like that.
Yeah.
As you just to throw an aside in there, with the name Penn. You got a Peanuts character in there, so growing up, that was thrown at me a lot. So
I bet.
So.
That's awesome. So in that structure, and where you're coming in your functionality, as you would say, in a company, what you're doing for clients and trying to bring in more clients, and how are the folks out in the field? Do they have what they need to get the job done for our clients and bring in more folks? Those things are more important. And I think that's better handled, in my opinion. Who asked me for my opinion? The Jobfather says it's better in that situation if my manager is ready to jump in the dirt with me.
Correct. No, totally agree with you. And that kind of brings into when you are and again, this is my opinion, but when you're interviewing with a company and you're getting down that line, that's why it's very important, I believe, that you're going into your LinkedIn to see who are those people who work in that company and being able to talk to them and get their opinion about what's going on. Because when you're doing the dating dance when you do the interviews, everyone's on their best behavior, everyone's proper, and I'm that type of thing. But when you actually get down to it and talk to people in there, they can say, oh, this is fantastic. It's been great here. Or, no, man, we got some real issues going on here, and they aren't bringing that up to anybody. You can learn different things and how different people work, because it can really affect the way first interviewing with them as opposed to when you start working with them. Can be very polar opposite at times. And that's what you're trying to find out.
So how does
sometimes the only fix can come from the director himself. Honestly, I mean, we're part of the team, but we're leading the team. And sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes the answer needs to come from the director.
Yeah, it does. And that director has to be able to stand in for easy and challenging conversations and sometimes has to put the foot down, even if it's not something the rest of the team wants. But Penn, let me ask you this. What's your leadership style with your team members?
You know, I make myself extremely open what they are. It's, you know, a open door type of thing, which is again, another weird thing to say, but I've always been, if you got a problem or an issue going on, please let me know. What do you need to do in training so that I can help you so you can better in your job? I always sit down, I am not I guess what you call a taskmaster. I hate that. I don't like to be over someone's shoulder. I hire people to do a job and I expect them to be able to do it, and I'll stay out of your way. You let me know what's blocking you from being successful, and then I'll get that out of your way for you.
Yeah.
So we can get to where we need to be.
Yeah.
Look at things. And again, I want everyone to, be a team, to understand that we're working together on a common goal. This is the direction that we need to go, and here's how we're going to get there.
Exactly. Yeah. What would you say has been the most challenging thing for you to tackle as a director, and how did you overcome it?
Right now, it's one of the most difficult things, and it's not difficult; it's a challenge. Is the preponderance of AI coming on out here? I mean, it is just exploded in all facets of business, and especially in the marketing area. And being able to keep up with what that is and how that is going on, and how does that affect your job, and how does that make it easier, better? Who else is using it? How can we use it to do better for us? And just staying on that level of how things are developing so fast.
Yeah. Can I make a suggestion with that point right there? And for everybody that doesn't know, everybody's into football, soccer, whatever. I'm into politics. So just because of the administration change, we have now over $1 trillion coming in from outside companies with infrastructure, especially in Texas, Abilene. They have server centers being built in Abilene from outside companies that are going to bring jobs, that are going to bring multiple
cost of living increases.
Correct. No, not that. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. So multiple jobs for tech industry, for marketing industry, for the AI structure. So this isn't going away. Everybody thinks like, oh no, it's a phase. No. Television was quote a phase in the 50s. Obviously, we have television still. So this isn't going away.
No, but as I like to kid around a little bit with the AI stuff, because I think pretty much a lot of us have our Series or our Alexa or that kind of thing, and my wife looks at me and she goes, "You're always saying thank you to Alexa when she does something for you." I was like, "Yeah, because I saw the movie and it didn't end well, so we're going to be nice as we go forward here."
Yeah, don't watch the movie Megan.
That movie was great.
It was a really good movie, but
is that a good movie?
Oh,
it is a good Megan. Yeah,
it's just scary as well as
So we've got this Stargate AI that's coming out. I think they're going to be.
What's that?
Is it in Abilene that they're coming in? Dana, look it up. There have been a lot of dollars.
So Abilene
servers. A lot of dollars, I mean billions with a B.
Billions.
That's involved in the building and infrastructure for AI and what we're going to do with it and all that stuff. And this Stargate project, I believe, is going to head up a lot of that.
Correct.
Am I right, Emez?
Yeah, you are correct with that. Stargate is partial, and then now Saudi Arabia is also investing an additional $6 billion with a B dollars, and Trump is trying to get it up to $1 trillion. But it is infrastructure for AI specifically.
You guys know we might see a trillionaire before we leave Earth. Oh my God. Could you imagine?
Jeff Bezos is probably the closest and on his way. No, probably there's got to be oil people in Saudi Arabia. Or Musk, yeah.
Musk, no, not so much. He's spending more money than he can handle. But anyway, not getting into politics. That's my everybody. Like, yes, I love politics. Don't judge me for it. I love it.
Yeah, she does. She does.
I do. I love it.
We're offline. We have to have that conversation with Miz. So, Penn, getting back to you, you're looking for a job, and you are available like right now, aren't you? You don't have to put in
Today, right now. I'll be down
Yeah.
to your office tomorrow.
I'll hire him right now if he can smile.
That's
we
right.
need
Go
that.
ahead.
Running, it's
Glad I got that in. I hear the
go.
music. Hey, guys, we'll see you
Great
guys
show,
next
everybody.
Friday.
Bye.
Foster, thank you guys very, very much. It's most appreciative.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godly, the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a